those birthday party tweens. Pizza was the go-to meal for every big event. The true food equalizer, love packets and presidents. The pizza has been compromised, taken to extremes. Pizza doesn't mean what pizza used to mean. I said pizza doesn't mean what pizza used to mean. Deep the crust, big the crust, you pressed me better and you topped it with cheddar. The letter law says what stops the song. But even that's not the tragic flaw. The problem with pizza is too much sauce. The problem with pizza, the crust isn't tossed. The problem with pizza is not enough cheese. The problem with pizza is too hard to please. We try to improve, but we're losing our groove. Still looking for something new, but that's all we can do. The problem with pizza is you.
How can you say that cheese is the problem?
I said cheese might be the problem.
Which ones are gonna have a problem with cheese?
Gee, I don't know. The lactose intolerant, maybe.
Yeah, but how do you
cheese is the problem.
Sister, please. When everyone shouts, no one can be heard.
Come on, we disagree on many things, but let's remember a common purpose.
The noble pursuit of
The perfect pizza. We used to dominate the market. Every birthday party, every breakup, every finals week, pizza was there.
But people are forgetting about pizza. They have more choices now.
they'll never forget about pizza.
We've been through dark days before, and what did we do? We innovated. Pizza rolls. Pizza bagel. Pizza rolls. So we ask you, what makes pizza great?
I still say the crust is the key.
Plus, if I don't get bread, I go to the bakery. I think we should focus on the sauce.
No crust? Should we pour it in your hands? The crust is the foundation.
So is the cement under my feet. Would you like to
Yeah, but
Excuse me, madam?
Just what is so funny? We're in a time of crisis. Look at you squabbling like children. Worse even, the sauce, the cheese, every one of you worried about your own piece of the pie. Sound just like they did.
And who, pray tell, are they?
the members of our bingo.
Mind your tongue, young one, and take my cloak, won't you?
Nonna Rita, you've come. Forgive us, we didn't know.
You didn't respond to your invitation, or the last 40 years of invitations.
No matter, you're here now. We are honored to host the great-great-great-great-great-great-great-granddaughter of Queen Margarita herself. Delegates, the history of pizza walks among us.
So, are you gonna tell us the secret recipe or what?
Yeah, what's the secret? I will. All in due time. First, a story.
We don't have time for a story. Didn't even hear the arbiters were in time of crisis.
Nonna Rita, we honor your past. And we would love to hear about your life. But time is of the essence. We've tried everything to stay competitive. Chicken on pizza,
Pineapple!
Ew.
Even a cool new mascot, Pizza.
Hey, I'm Pizza! It's cool to be the opera.
Nonna
But
Rita,
this is not working.
Nonna Rita, these efforts have been noble, but we need your assistance now more than ever.
The secret recipe can secure our future.
Please, we beg you.
The secret recipe is... No. I'm sorry, but no.
What a dirty trick!
Don't you care? Pizza makers held the secret once and were careless. How do I know you won't squander it again?
Because we need it, and we need it now.
You need patience. I'll give you your ingredients, but first, I take you back in time.
And Italy in 1889 with Queen Margarita.
We've all read the Wikipedia. No, that is your problem. You know all the facts, but none of the story. You talk instead of listening.
Forgive us, Nonna. We are ready to listen.
You know her as Queen Margarita, but she wasn't yet a queen.
What about our lake?
Yes. What about it? The one that bears your family's name? It's for emergencies.
Isn't this an emergency? There are people
And they do seem round. There's no telling what they'll do. I'm just thinking of you and the princess. You want to keep her safe, don't you?
More than anything. One day I'll leave it to you. The palace will be yours, but till I do, we've got to lock the doors to block out their gleams. They're shouting at the door, such weighty responsibility. If you leave it to me, I'll listen to the people and their needs. No more waiting for water.
You're caught up in the problem, not the cost or the cause of their pleas. If you leave it to villagers and peasants to exhaust your stores, they're ever hungry, ever thirsty, always wanting more. And in spite of your compassion, they'll be ravaging your ration.
I cannot deny thirsty people water.
You must think of the greater good, Your Highness. In light of the drought, it is only right to choose one group to receive the water ration. The gardeners, the cheesemongers, or the bakers. There's not enough for all of them. They can't all be deserving when conserving is ignored. I'm sorry, but that's all you can afford.
Surely that's not all we can afford. Sorry, but that's all we can afford. We're
Sorry, but that's all we can afford.
You must begin immediately.
Yes, ma'am. The most worthy, nay, the most essential will receive the water ration. Thanks to your generosity.
Margarita, you'll go too.
Beg your pardon, ma'am?
One day I'll leave it to you. Key to every door my wish come true. The palace will be yours, you'll do as you please. No shouting at the door, but a queen has responsibilities.
You must acquire a fine taste. The arbiter will help you.
But
Margarita, life doesn't get easier. You need to be prepared.
can you please lead me to the palace? Hey everyone, what are you talking about? Crowd outside? They sure are loud. Don't you think, Aunt Regina?
And take your cousin with you. Well, did you dig, Doug?
Yes, I dug. I dug deep.
And you dug down?
Yes, I dug down. Exactly how am I supposed to dig up?
Well, it's the same. We are always saying we're digging things up. I just love philosophy. Well, how's it coming? Why are you just standing there?
Well, look at the hole.
Not again. Did you dig, Doug?
Yes, I dug.
And you dug down?
Yes!
Well, keep working at it. The arbiter of taste will be here any minute.
No.
None of that. Why, I don't like him either, but you read the decree, and You want water, don't you? Then he's the one we have to impress. All right, take out your tomatoes. Ripe, plump, nice coloring, polish them up.
Ladies and gentlemen, presenting the arbiter. Esteemed arbiter. Esteemed, lauded, grand, supreme, ultra-refined, minerally enhanced arbiter of taste.
Mr. Arbiter, it is an honor to host you and your children.
Nope, definitely not.
She was speaking to me, Margarita.
Margarita?
Not Princess Margarita. It can't be.
Oh, you've grown like a weed.
Weed? You find it appropriate to compare the princess to something that grows in dirt?
Forgive us, Arbiter.
You know me?
We knew you as a baby, Princess. Why, you and your mother would come to the village every week when you were younger, and you spent many a Saturday at my knee digging for potato bugs.
Really? Cool. It most certainly is not cool. Mucking about in the mud is unbecoming of boy. You, what did your parents do for work?
They gardened, sir.
And the rest of you?
Garden.
You see, children, once you dig too deep into the dirt, you can never get out.
Arbiter, perhaps it is time to begin the sampling.
From your pockets? I think not. I won't have you hoarding your best samples from me.
Why would they do that if only the best get water?
Of course, you are free to sample whatever you please.
Of course. Children, stay out of the middle of the lawn.
He sure is good at sampling Alice.
Hey, great goal.
It's not my best work.
You dug down, right? I dig up sometimes. And believe me, you're doubling your work that way.
Buffonic, you mustn't grab their things without asking. You didn't even introduce yourself.
Alright, I'm the phone.
Princess Margarita, we already know you, and you too, Buffone.
But we don't know you. What are your names?
I'm Matt.
Jack,
I'm Zach.
The dog!
Pleased to meet you. It smells wonderful here.
It's probably the oregano.
or the basil.
Or the thyme. Or the garlic is my favorite. Ha!
Oh, I see. All that grows here.
Of course.
I had no idea.
What are those?
Tomato plants.
Tomato what?
Tomato plants. Why, where do you think tomatoes came from?
From the palace kitchen.
And before that,
The market, I suppose.
True. But before that, it starts right here. With us. We spend our days tending to the land. Our homes have become evergreen. We learn to lend a helping hand. Lessons to be learned
know what he thinks. We know what he thinks. But we happen to think differently. Like I don't know what to do.
You might say we dig it. The best way to bless your day, a groovy improvement to boost your mood. Use your strength and give your thanks to the ground that gave you your fortitude. You deserve to nurture our earthly nature. Cultivation is a nomenclature. Follow the sun to fill our plate for sure. We've had a farmer's town since birth. That's why we're down, down to earth, down to earth. We gotta be down to earth. We gotta be down to earth. We gotta be down, down to earth. We gotta be down to earth. We gotta be down to earth. We gotta be down, down to earth.
I'm sure your mother is still great at nourishing things and helping them grow. She's got quite a talent. We should bring her back here.
Maybe that would help her relax a little.
What a splendid idea! Why, a return to her roots is just what your mother needs. But for that to happen, we have to keep gardening. We don't need much.
Just the soil, some.
And a little water.
Yes, of course. I'll be sure that my mother hears of your worthy efforts.
We're through here.
Well, did our samples please you, Mr. Arbiter?
They did. Yes. As such, you may submit more samples from consideration.
More samples, sir?
Yes, bring them to the palace tomorrow.
But we're in the middle of the harvest.
It's the busiest time of the year.
I understand. I'll tell the queen that you won't need that water ration after all.
Mr. Arbiter, no, please, we promise to bring our finest samples to you tomorrow. It's only a few miles after all.
Of course. The exercise will do you good. Margarita, Buffano, come along.
Bye, yes.
Don't worry, Art. See them tomorrow.
Well, that's the spirit, and good luck with your decision.
Sure. If you haven't realized, we get free food everywhere we go. They don't need to know you to give you free food. They know you're a royal. So that makes you their pet. As a princess, you're entitled to certain perks.
What?
started in the ground. Did you know that?
Fascinating.
Jack said my mother knew how to garden and...
We're nearly there.
Here you go.
Goodness, girl, what do you mean? Sneaking up on me like that?
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Show some respect, Mortimer. You're speaking to the prince. Princess Margarita? Can it be? Everyone, come on! What do you mean? Sneaking up on me like that?
We're sorry. We didn't mean to. You cried out.
And you flew like the wind to come to your aid. You did? Yes, they're known for their swiftness. Speaking of swiftness, sir, you're 1 day early. The samples aren't ready yet. What difference will a day make?
1 day makes all the difference. Patience is a virtue, and good things come to those who wait.
1 more day should do. You all should know. You've seen more days than the rest of the town combined. Margarita, this is why it's good to be a royal. You won't have to toil in your own age like these poor creatures. I'll sample the new cheese. Mortimer, I must decide if it's ready for Queen Regina. Of course. Stay here.
Wait until you see the samples. This splattered all over the kitchen.
What happened?
A minor cheese explosion.
Cheese explosion?
Cool.
You don't seem concerned.
Why worry? There isn't much we haven't seen. But we haven't seen you two in quite a while.
It's been years.
How's your mother, dear?
You know my mother?
Of course, since she was your age.
She was a master milker.
No way.
It's true. But we also knew you when you were little.
Please. Well, we don't know you. What are your...
Lovely to read. Perhaps I should reintroduce myself. I'm Mortimer.
Dorinda. Florinda. Claude.
How old are you?
What is the matter with you?
It's fine. You don't ask the question. I'm old enough to have invented 108 different varieties of cheese.
I've learned over 12 languages.
I've read over 1,000 books.
And I can play over 3 songs on the recorder.
Or 3 notes. I don't remember. Oh, not so much. I'm getting dizzy thinking about it.
Shocking. So, number 108 will be ready tomorrow?
It's sure to be the best one yet.
That's right.
How can you stand it? I can't wait. Waiting is the most important part of cheese making.
Conditions must be proper for the perfect cheese. Steady the temperature at 50 degrees.
Not too dry, not too wet. You don't want to see it sweat.
Climate is the most important thing.
With every tick of the clock, you're expecting the block. There's beauty to be found at love.
That's right. Here, dear, the very last of number 107.
It's amazing!
It's like some wonderful food in my mouth.
Did you like it?
Yes, splendid.
You're quite right, Mortimer. Number 108 isn't quite up to snuff yet. Forgive us, Arbiter. Nobody. You can bring the fresh samples tomorrow when they're ready.
More samples? We already got the last of 107.
Lucky for us, number 108 will be ready by tomorrow.
We'll send it along.
See that you do.
And clean up your kitchen, for goodness sake! Children, come!
Mr. Mortimer? Here.
You don't like it?
I love it, but you should keep it.
It's a gift, Princess. You're entitled to it.
Thank you, but I'm full. See you tomorrow.
I'm not Goodbye.
But how will you do it?
Do what?
Choose who will get the water?
You're still thinking about that?
It is the very thing we're supposed to be thinking about. How can you just forget?
I forget what I'm supposed I forget what I'm supposed to be thinking about all the time. Good lad. Come, children. There's bread to sample.
Look, everyone, the Arbiter has arrived with friends.
Hi, I'm the fun. And you're sweaty.
Pleased to meet you, ma'am. I'm Margarita. What my cousin means to say is that you have quite an impressive oven here.
Thanks, it does the job. Wait, is this Margarita? Do you remember us, Princess? Don't be silly, Mary. We haven't seen these two
Since we were right.
Well, yes.
Do you know my mother?
Do I? She can bake with the best of them. Tell her Sherry said hi. And Larry. And Mary.
Why does everyone have rhyming names? Have you realized that? This heat is oppressive. Fetch us some water, won't you?
Seriously? Is that supposed to be a joke? Of all the nerve? Why? If we had any water to give, we would. But the drought. We're down to our last drops.
Ah, yes. Pity that. Still, you might have thought to save some for your guests.
Forgive us. We wanted to be sure to have bread for you. And you can't bake bread without water. Surely you see the dilemma.
Yes, I'd best get to tasting then. If I don't lose my appetite, the heat and the dust here are simply stifling. Be thankful you'll never work in conditions like these, Margarita.
It isn't dust, it's flour. Bring some back for the princess to see. The Arbiter is right about one thing. We do work hard.
hard.
Up that, John.
Working the dough.
Sweating over the hot stove.
Oof, and lugging these around all day.
I could do it. All that. Maybe if it weren't for the heat.
The heat is the most important part.
Absolutely essential.
Without the heat, the dough stays soft and gooey.
Kinda like seafood.
Huh?
You mean there's people in this bread?
No. What we need is the life's challenges help us to rise to the occasions. How else will we know what we're capable of? We rise the life of the maker awake before dawn. We rise so the bread can be ready when the morning has gone. We rise from our worries and our woes. No rest for the weary, and so we rise. We rise, the firmer the floor, the tougher the toast. We rise in the heat of the moment when it matters the most. We rise with the need to lead. We work with our hands so our minds can be free. But our will doesn't stand to succeed till we carry it into the fire. To be better than before. So turn it up higher, higher, higher to face what's in store. The flavor of jar is the stuff that we savor. The best of our zest will be up to the test if we carry it into the fire.
Oh my goodness.
It's like some pillow in my mouth that I want to eat.
Oven fresh, you see?
I think I do.
Oh, good. You fed them.
What did you think of the bread, sir?
Hard to say. The heat, you know, it heat?
What?
It made my mouth sweaty.
Here, try some more. Get the arbiter more bread.
No. Don't worry. You may bring more fresh samples to the palace tomorrow morning.
Tomorrow morning?
Unless you wish to withdraw for consideration.
No, tomorrow morning will be perfect. We have all night to work after all.
Of course. Come, you two.
Princess Margarita, wait.
Your mother asked for this years ago. Guard it carefully. It's a family recipe.
I'll be sure that nobody else sees it. Not even you.
Don't worry about that. What's ours is yours. It's
Yes.
your birthright after all.
Yes, of course. Thank you all for the bread. See you tomorrow. should arrive at a decision soon.
You've been saying that all day. What's taking so long? Hey, you try eating all those samples? Do you have any idea of how much food you brought here?
Hey, quit shoving, moldmonger! I'll go fall in a hole!
Whose half-baked idea was this? Delicious, delectable.
Mom, things are really getting bad out there.
Your Highness, each group samples have their merits. But I'm afraid I am too full to decide.
Too full?
Yes, entirely too full. I shall require a nap.
A nap.
Don't look at me like that. Haven't you heard of a food coma?
The people are upset.
It's as I've told you. Digging into the dirt, laboring into old age, sweating in front of an oven, these activities breed unhappiness. You're fortunate to be shielded from them.
That isn't true.
Oh, really? We are content. They are fighting like animals. How do you explain that?
We have everything in here. All the food, all the water.
Bring me a glass, won't you?
No.
No.
No, I don't know if you've heard, but we're running a little short on water these days.
You're interfering with my digestion.
Margarita, please. If Vincenzo requires more water.
Vincenzo will always require more water, more samples, more everything. Don't you see? He's taking advantage of the town and of you.
Your Highness, your daughter has fallen under the influence of pedantry.
What's wrong with that? They know things that you used to know, things that I want to know. Mom, the people miss us.
They miss your resources, nothing more.
That's a lie. Not everyone is as greedy as you. I'll prove it. Open the doors.
No, they're angry. You've said so yourself.
They're
Margarita, it isn't safe.
They're thirsty. We can help them.
And now you've done it. I'm not responsible for this. Regina? Can it be? Or did these old eyes fail? Thank goodness. We were expecting Vincenzo.
Yeah, he's a Vincenzo.
Friends, it's good to see you all. Margarita Buffoni, go fetch our guests some water.
Regina, my arms haven't been the same since you've been gone.
Well, have you tried singing to them?
I tried.
Regina, the animals miss you, especially Bessie.
Well, have you tried scratching for them on their ear?
I can't find the speech.
Regina, it hasn't been quite as warm around the heart without you.
Are you sure? It looks like it's been getting a bit too close to the oven. That's a missing eyebrow.
Nah, I got two of them.
Mom, here, take some too.
Yeah, you look terrible.
When's the last time you ate?
I don't know. I didn't want to interfere with Vincenzo's tasting, and I've been worried sick about the water ration.
The water ration!
Queen Regina, to prove our work, thy goddess will be delighted to prepare a meal for you and the children.
A meal of tomatoes? She needs something more substantial.
There is nothing more substantial than a hearty bread loaf.
Friends, we appreciate your zeal, but our supplies are limited.
You heard the princess.
Everyone for yourself!
Oh, like nothing more.
The night hours!
Stop! The supplies are limited. Therefore, we must work together to create one meal.
We only brought a few tomatoes each.
The officer ate through all of our food.
And all of our bread.
We have enough supplies to make more bread. I peeked at your recipe. I couldn't resist.
We could stretch tomatoes and cheese.
But how?
cheese goo. And good news, the name is super duper catchy. Cheese goo? Come on, try it. Too sticky. You're sticky.
You're sticky. We're comparing and competing. Time and water are so fleeting. But what happens when we work together? Pair. Instead of fighting with each other, we must work with one another. For a meal is something shared.
All right, we have an idea. You want us to stretch some dough? We can stretch some dough. We need to stretch it and launch it and put it in the oven so it's crispy. It's flat and tasty and delicious. So we present to you our cool bread frisbee. Bread frisbee? What a meal! What a gourd! Try it. Too dry. You're dry. It's sticky.
We're comparing and competing. Time and water are so fleeting. But what happens when we work together? Pair. Instead of fighting with each other, we must work with one another. For a meal is something shared.
Okay, step aside. It's tomato time.
Our tomatoes are nutritious and delicious, so very vital for a healthy lifestyle today. They're juicy, perfect for a smoothie. You should plant your seeds in June, July, or May. Tomato smoothie? Sounds horrible. I mean, intriguing. Fine, I'll try it. Bad idea. Guys, come on! The tomatoes are delicious!
We're comparing and competing. Time and water are so fleeting. But what happens when we work together? Pair. Instead of fighting with each other, we must work with one another. For a meal is something shared.
Something shared? Well, I'm done sharing my ideas.
We've tried everything.
A bread frisbee.
A tomato smoothie. Even cheese goo.
Wait! A meal is something shared? Quick, pass me that bread frisbee. Quickly, the smoothie.
Buffoni, what are you doing?
Quickly, the cheese goo. What just happened? A meal is something shared. All of your ideas alone were, well, not that great.
It hurts.
But together, they make this.
Let's try it.
It's delicious! It's marvelous. It's miraculous.
It's tiny tomatoes. Truly tantalizing.
You melted the cheese? That was genius. Bakers, the bread frisbee is inspired.
What do we call it?
And pizza.
That.
Pizza? I was just sneezing.
Pizza!
Instead of fighting with each other, we must work with one another. For a meal is something shared.
This is the single greatest thing I've ever tasted. But we're right back where we started. I can't decide. If it were up to me, everyone would have water.
Mom, it is up to you. And we do have a lake.
But we need the lake to fill the moat. Otherwise, we have no protection from...
Friends and neighbors, the only person we should have been keeping out of ran at the first sign of trouble.
Queen Regina, we're not here to threaten you.
Or force you into anything.
But we can help you, you know?
You don't have to make every decision by yourself. We made this together. Each ingredient was pretty good, but together they're even more
Tasty! We're tastier together!
You understand what she means, right?
I do. We need to get to work on diverting the water to the town. But first, we feast! Now, delegates, do you see? Vegetables, cheese, bread. All those groups made those on their own, but the grit of the gardeners, the wisdom of the cheesemongers, and the resilience of the bakers, all that went in the first pizza. So, I regret to inform you that I do not have the recipe for the perfect bite. You do! Which ingredients do you bring to the table? Well, get to work!
Pizza doesn't mean what pizza used to mean. The meaning of pizza is unity. The meaning of pizza now easy to see. Wisdom, resilience, and clear colored keys. Working together like bread, sauce, and cheese. Stop what we go through. Together we'll find our groove. Look at what we can do. When we work as a crew, now it's your turn, choose to use. The power of pizza is you.
You guys have fun? Yeah! So good, right? Make sure you tell your friends after this how great they did. Give them some specific feedback. Say what your favorite parts were, what your favorite lines were, what made you laugh the most. I'm sure they would love to hear from you guys. You know, it's funny. Every time we had a rehearsal for this show, I left the rehearsal feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm starving. I need some pizza right now, right? And I bet you guys are feeling the same way right now. So we got good news for you. There is a little mini pizza up here when you guys are leaving. On the way out, you can just grab a piece of pizza. And guys, have a great day. You're a great audience. Thank you.